hear the call to adventure, climb aboard or walk the plank. On the high seas, only those with the strength and spirit can survive. What mysteries lie beneath the waves? Treasure? Glory? Time to raise anchor and set sail. These are the tales of the White Springs Revenge.
Previously on the White Springs Revenge, Prince Gloomis came to these islands to try to subjugate them and being part of the kingdom. Pushes anybody in power on the main islands out. They either are subjugated under him or they disappear. Marshall's family was one of those families. Elo Peelo's family was one of those families. You guys found yourselves with a ship and a port, small vacation cottage on Whitmore's land in the island. And that's where we started. You guys figured out that Prince Gloomis was gathering relics, that he is becoming more powerful by gathering these relics, and you also learned that he has 3 underlings that are out to do his bidding. A Mr. Charles Daunt, who is some rich nobleman with a little private military of musketeer. His military general, Vex Heelstorm, who is an orcish woman. She was once the most feared bounty hunter and assassin in the realm, and her last job was to kidnap Prince Gloomis, and she's been loyal to him ever since. There's Rear Admiral Graveslammer, who you have battled twice now, once on land and once by sea, and have escaped with your lives both time, and even shamed him and turned him away the second time and destroyed his massive ship. And then there's a lot of NPCs that have helped you along the way. There's the people we were talking about: Brody, Slim, Old Greg, Warren, Dario. There's also Whitmore's people, Mr. Whitacombe, any given person named Jeb, the allies you've made on other islands, the tribes that harvest the mangoes, the people that now work for you guys in the plaza that you made. You guys made a mall and you guys made a casino. There's the governor and his wife and his influence over the trading fleets in the area and his small navy of ships. There's also Boop, the old gnomish wizard who shows up every once in a while to help out. There's something to do with building a relationship with a boy mayor that you've never met, but you've sent him mangoes. There's the Atlanteans and Edelsfield. You talk to Mr. Bowman and some of the plans he has been making.
Sir, it has come to my attention that I've not been quite honest with you. I have not been lazing about as much as you think I have been. I've been scheming and concocting a plan, one that I think will take you back to your rightful homelands.
So you're not just passing out on the beach on your fishing trips, are ye?
I mean, I am sometimes, yes. That is definitely happening, but not all the time. I have been traveling around talking to my sons, gathering what I can for a makeshift plan. It's a very simple plan. You gotta take the port. You gotta take the port in order to take back your home. Well, look, we're gonna need to surround the capital with our fleet. We're gonna need to claim it fast before he can get his allies across the sea and his lands and destroy us. Tori, my shipwright son, will lend us a ship. Rory will provide us rum and wine crates and barrels. Because all of our faces are wanted, Maury can sail it in, the boat, and Bill, being the king's butler, has given me papers that will get us directly inside the king's port with no inspection. I've been writing back and forth to Bill. He was the longest one to get in correspondence to, but he finally got back to me. It's up to the captain to decide if you want to take the next step. Take the keep with force. We can fill the barrels with explosives and wine things, possibly killing a lot of people. Or we can sneak ourselves inside the ship and find our way through the keep and take it. What do you think of that plan?
It doesn't sound like much of a plan, but it's the best we've got.
Do you think you could get all of our allies together to attack this port at once? While that's going on, we do this part.
I'd have to call in a number of favors, but I suppose the time has come for me to reclaim my land and liberate these islands from the tyranny of Prince Gloomis. Jeb!
Yeah, sir.
Write me a correspondence in our secret code and get these messages away to our allies as quickly as possible. To the militias in Devil's Field, to the governor of Maylock, to the Atlanteans. Let us join forces and rendezvous so we may organize our assault on White Springs.
Aye, sir. What should they say?
It's time to party.
We're here to party.
So they send out messages, get everybody wrapped up. So I think you should figure out what you want from each party.
I'll have Tori bring the crevassier and sail it over here so we can get it ready.
Can I carouse and throw a party at the casino, but it's really a guise for a secret?
Yes, and that's how everybody comes. And you guys have like a secret meeting in like the top penthouse suite on top of the hotel. We have this plan about assaulting the port. You're obviously going to end up trying to fight Gloomis. So there's multiple ways you could do this. One option that I think you would get from correspondence with the governor is that he's like ready to pop off on the imperialists in his waters. And he's like, look, we can put our ships together and put a fleet together in the dock.
We have Governor initiate battles in our home territory to drag them out, have the Atlanteans do the stealth thing, and maybe to lock them into their ports, or if their injured ships are trying to return and stuff, they can take them out. And then Bori's fleet can come from the south and up through Slipscar, and I'll try to cement down that Kid Mayor to get them so we can have a flanking maneuver at the ready.
I heard that little boy has a bunch of ships.
We're gonna have to go talk to him.
I think that we should get like a shit ton of those flying machines, like as many as we can make.
You know, I had an idea. We could pay for some privateers. You could put the word out that you're willing to pay twice as much for any goods that come into your port that belonged to Gloomis originally.
Ah.
Yeah, you know, it's privateering. It's legal because you say it is.
Jeb,
Captain,
write out some flyers that Whitmore Cove is willing to pay a premium price on all goods requisitioned from the Empire.
very good, sir. And he gets to writing.
Can I use my connections to put the word out faster? About the word in the criminal underbelly about something I want. If I get a 10 plus, I find it. 7 and 9, I find something that's similar.
And what do you want to use it to do?
To help our numbers against whatever fleet Gloomis might have.
Roll me.
Even if they start harassing the trade of Gloomis right now, before we're even getting on.
Oh no!
It's just to kind of just start chaos.
I was joking about wanting to fail everything, but I literally got a 3.
So mark experience. Yeah, this is pretty much a dead end. You don't gain any forces from this. Like people are more of like an information network, and they themselves are not acting out personally, and they don't really push your message to the right people or anything. It ends up being a dead end. So what I got in your guys' plan, ideas I've got so far are the Governator distraction fleet, lots of flying machines, and lightning shrapnel grenades. We also got the sneak in on a bowman boat. Got talking to the Atlanteans about a stealth move against Gloomis's port. You also got the sneak in with the Bowman's landing party, using the Bowmans as cover to sneak in. We got talk to the boy mayor about the blockade.
How far are the mermaids willing to go?
They'll be amenable to wherever we tell them to go. We have an agreement.
A sexual agreement. And I wink at the captain.
No, it is a binding legal contract between two entities bound by love.
You didn't drink out of a shoe with him, did you?
And if I did?
It must be love. What about that one island we were on and we saved the whole island?
From the troll?
Yeah. Did we kill the troll?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Its head's like on the...
Yeah, we put the head on a pike on the ship.
Yeah. That's right. Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to remember.
And then Elo Peelo took it off the ship
and
turned it into a helmet.
I have a helmet.
That's right. Yeah. Rotting flesh. I remember the smell. Okay. I was just curious. But I think we're going pretty good. How much money we got left?
I currently have...
We got a casino, dude.
I have 1,300 gold and 18 income.
What if you sent an invitation to our big casino night? Who can we schmooze?
Oh, yeah, we should invite Admiral Graveslammer.
You want to invite Admiral
Oh, wait, no, actually, that's a bad idea, because the casino is his ship, so he might not appreciate that.
Trigger.
That's even better.
That's a power move.
He should send him an invitation, but the date is the date of the assault.
Okay, you want to try to do some subterfuge right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Probably roll intelligence. Trick him into doing something on it on that day.
Can we use the message stone to message our inside person to get a little extra info on his schedule? Like what day works best for him?
Okay, yeah. So you message her and she gets back to you about what his routine has been and where his movements are. And so you're trying to get Boone on this roll to try to convince him.
Yeah, by gathering this extra information, and
You want to entice him, whether he comes ready to fight or to play. You want to make it so savory that he's going to be basically almost there. I'll give you a +1, but he's still got to roll intelligence because it's just like a scheme.
Ooh, a blackjack tournament for all the kingdoms.
An 11. Grave Slammer gets an invitation he can't refuse. So that one you've already completed. Do you want to start talking to people at this party and see if you can convince them of these plans?
Governor, good to see ya. Glad you could make it. How's the wife?
She is downstairs playing in your games. She is quite an astute gambler. You're going to lose a lot of money to her, Marshal. And he slaps you on the back.
Well, listen here, Governor. I have to admit I have invited you here for an ulterior motive. The time is nigh.
give him a big wink.
He takes a drag of his mango rum and he looks over you and says, "It's about time. I am ready to take action against Gloomis. He has pushed me too far. People can no longer be oppressed. We must be free. I have my fleet ready. We can convert several ships within a few hours to being combat vessels, and we can be ready to strike wherever we are needed."
Before you leave here today, talk to Mr. Whitacombe down at the port. I've got a special gift for you.
And I want to spend 1 lightning stone to give him some lightning cannonballs.
Okay. So obviously the governor's on board. There's no real role there. You can give him some lightning cannonballs, no problem. Cut downstairs while you're upstairs talking to the governor, and the governor's wife, while you were walking by Mr. Peelo, she grabs you by the wrist and pulls you into this game of crap she's playing and says, "Oh, it's nice to see you again. How have you been?"
Mrs. Governor, it's great to see you again. I heard you're doing very well at the tables.
"Oh, I am. It seems I have a knack for what is this called? Craps?"
Let's see. So I'm just going to add a gold to her wherever she's betting.
Odds or evens?
Odds?
Sevens. And your money comes back to you doubled. So you put down 1 coin and you get 2 back, or you can leave it out there to bet. And she says, "Oh, Mr. Peelo, your good luck." And you see she gets pushed over 14 coins, like she had 7 on the bet. And she pushes it all back. "Let's play again. Maybe we can keep this going."
We're going to let it ride?
Let it ride.
I mean, I guess. Okay, one more.
Odds or evens? Odds or evens?
Bunko?
3. Yeah,
Bunko.
they cheer. The table cheers because everyone's pushed on that one with you. She's very charismatic and she has the table in rapture. There's clearly other dudes there that are drooling over here, but she's giving you her attention. And the money comes back again. Now she's got 28 coin out there and you've got 4. Do we dare push it harder?
I'm just thinking of what's going to happen with the fucking governor. Yeah, I'm always for pushing it real hard. And I
All right,
give her
then.
a sly little grin.
Odds or evens?
Let's just do odds again.
I rolled a 1. The table erupts in cheers. Whoa! And some guy just starts buying shots for everybody. He's like, "Shots, mango shots for everybody, mango shots." And people, waitresses and waiters come over with trays full of mango shots, and you're all taking mango shots. And she's got 50 some odd coin out there now, and you've got 16. And people are now waiting with bated breath after the mango shots. Are they gonna push it again? And she's just smiling at you. She doesn't say anything this time. She holds up the dice to her lips seductively and stares into your eyes, waiting for you to tell her what.
I'm going to get real close to her and I'm going to blow on the dice. I think she understands what that means, right? Fucking let's let it ride.
Yeah. And everyone starts to cheer. One guy breaks the silence with a few claps and everyone's cheering "Yeah, you got this, you got this." What are you saying, odds or even?
I'm going to go evens.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, the motherfucker! I should have done it.
Oh, and everyone's "Oh," and people are so psyched but so crestfallen at it and all. And she just smiles. She's like, "Easy come, easy go." And then she gets really close to you.
You gotta didgeridoo her.
No, I'm gonna fucking get that fail right in the middle, and I'm gonna have to fight the governor.
And he's going to be really buff. Mr. Bowman,
Aye.
your sons are all here. They all came to the mango. They all got the invitation. Not Bill. Bill is not there. Tori showed up with the boat, and Maury followed along, got transferred over from the fishing boat they were on, and Rory closed the tavern for a little bit, or left.
Did he
it
bring
in
the boot
charge.
with him?
Sure, they can bring boots.
No, the drinking boot.
Somebody was watching over the tavern, and Corey, the blacksmith, is also just made their way into the mango.
He's also decided to help us repair and make some new weapons. He's a master blacksmith.
And this is the first time you've had all your sons minus Bill together like this in a very, very, very long time. And they're all like happy to see each other. Tori steps forward and says, "Well, Pop, you got the ship here and all your boys. What's the plan?"
I'm gonna need all your help and all of your skills. You see here, this Captain Whitmore, that's our new king.
Oh, all right then. And
Yes,
and
I'm
Rory's,
supposed
he helped save the pig and whistle. I would lay down my life for Captain Whitmore.
Everyone's around us, right? I'll be long live King Whitmore.
Who? Me?
Roll charisma, Bori.
3.
You fail. No one catches it. Even your sons are like, it's weird you're calling him king. Everyone knows him as Captain Whitmore. He's not like going to be king. Like, he's trying to free us. Your sons are a little like, okay. But then the drinking starts, and that glosses things over. And your son pulls out the boot and starts letting people challenge the boot. Like, fills it up with, like, you guys' mango house brew, like mango
ale.
beer or whatever bullshit flavored mango thing you make. Maybe if it's a mead. And if anybody wants to step up and try and do the boot again, it is present.
You should show
it's
the Atlanteans the boot.
I imagine this party is tiered, right? There is the main gambling floor, like where you were down gambling with the governor's wife. Then there's like a private party happening, which is where I imagine this is happening, where the boot's getting pulled out, and this is where like Atlanteans are maybe socializing with humans and elves and stuff, and that's where you're probably talking to like the governor on the side. So I think the boot is happening up in that private party space. You probably hear about it after trying to figure out if you're making out with the governor's wife, and you hear one of the shipmates lean towards you and say, "I hear they got the boot up on the second floor. We're gonna go see if we can beat it." And they rush off.
Did she hear what they said?
It was whispered to you. She didn't quite hear what he said.
I am just going to look at her and I'm going to say, "I'm so sorry. Diplomatic duties wait for no one. You finish this off another day." And I kiss her hand. And that is going to be a 7.
She looks
So
disappointed.
she's like-
Get the feeling like, yeah, you're not as slick as you think you are.
As I walk away, I yell, "Das Boot." And like, run away.
And a few shipmates cheer and like run and follow you up the stairs. One of the Jebs in tow. We're up there, and in this private party room, Rory is filling the boot, and you see it just like a random ship's person try to take it and end up just spewing foam all over the floor, and everyone like cheers and jeers at the same time. And Rory holds up the boot. Who is next? Who will try the boot? Who dares challenge the boot?
What's the name of the Atlantean that's Whitmore's husband?
Old Greg? Old Greg is
Greg,
not
yeah.
there. There is another diplomat like you guys have met a few times.
What's his name?
Oh, Glipglorp, yes. Glipglorp. He was the guy you saved. He has the most contact with the humans. They made him talking to the surface race.
I'll be like, "Glip, let's do it. Come on."
Oh, okay. I don't understand it.
You just drink it. Drink in turn.
Okay.
So Dex first. So that's a 9. And then Con is also a 9.
Double mixes. So you see Elo Peelo steps up to the boot. He picks it up and everyone cheers, but then a hush falls over the crowd as he slips it up and he slaps it to the side. And you guys see as he turns it, it does kick up some extra foam, and he chugs it down and you hear it gurgling out of his throat, and he lets out a huge bellow of a burp. And your like stomach is in knots. And you hold it down and everybody cheers, but you feel like you're gonna spew, and you kind of stagger away to the side, and Glipglorp looks at you like concerned. What are we doing? Why am I doing this? and
This is
Toy
fun.
begins to pour the next one. Ambassador, it is your turn.
So I'm gonna start singing the Atlantean part of the song about Captain Whitmore, just about like how we went down there, we killed the cult. I'm assuming we didn't read about that, like killing the cultists.
Stop the quaking.
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna
that's
start
okay.
singing that part. Charisma.
But you're gonna take a -1 because you feel like shit from the bubbles.
Well, that's a 10 then.
So you get it, start singing it, and people know it. The people in there, shipmates that are in there with you are diehard. They're the people you guys trust. You know these guys. They're like the crazy guys that do the missions with you. There's like regular ship people that you know from the ships, but you guys siphon the crew down to like the craziest
The
motherfuckers.
red shirts.
These are your crazy guys who will go in and do all the Captain Whitmore shit. Like they know the stories and they are singing in revel and cheering on Glibglorb. So he's going
Joe
to
was there.
Glibglorb opens. He has like a massive gullet because he's a fish person, and it just all slams in there, and he slams it all down. And then he looks at you puzzled. Why was that such a thing?
I just
to you?
imagine that like he's got gills on his neck, and like just like part of it is just coming out. Getting through his
Foam.
Like
There's
foam,
beer foam
yeah.
in his gills.
He like shrugs it off. Everyone dies in cheer and hysterical laughter about how nonchalantly he just had it. Rory is like, that was excellent. Oh my God. I haven't seen anyone handle the boot like that since Big Jeb back in the day. Who else? Who else steps to the boot?
Oh, we shall give it another go.
Roll Dex and then roll Constitution.
9 for Dex, 5 for Constitution.
You do the same move. You overdo it. You know it. You've done this a few times. You know you overdid it. But last time you held it down by just sheer chugging it. So you go for that again. It hits sweet ass mango rum shots that you've been doing all night
Banana farts.
downstairs in your gut, and the two just collide in the worst way, and you immediately turn and just spew onto the floor, and everyone jumps back with "oh" as you vomit the whole contents of your gut out.
Oh man.
I start cheering.
I don't think Whitmore is there, but one of my retainers will step
One of my
up and
retainers.
he's
Oh, a
like,
Jeb. One of the Jebs, yeah.
Big Jeb was my grandfather, he was. Live up to the family name.
We got lineage, ladies and gentlemen. Lineage.
This one's for
And
you,
Rory-
Pap Pap.
Rory pours a new boot and hands it to the young Jeb and says, "Good luck, kid."
7 and Constitution 2.
Oh shit, crit fail.
Down the hatch.
Oh, full
Kill little
Jeff.
Jeb.
I'll be the new Big Jeb.
He doesn't even get through the whole boot. He like does a half turn. It's all foam, like churning. You can see it in the glass. Few people audibly in the room go, "Oh," because you can see it coming. And it gets halfway into his face, and he just is foaming back into the glass, spewing everywhere, and falls on the floor. And it is quite a fucking scene.
Captain Whitmore is at the rooftop pool, and where Boop is hanging out by himself.
He's just up there, this long ass beard, just in a floaty in the pool.
He's just in a Speedo.
Boop, my good fellow. Glad you could make it.
Oh, Captain Whitmore, how are you, sir?
Just fine indeed, fine indeed. Are you enjoying yourself? Can I get you anything? A mango rum, a cigar?
As he's gesturing around him, his cocktail is floating and stirring itself. I just got a refill. I like to spice him up, and a bag comes up, and a little bit of black powder like floats out of the bag and goes into the stirring cocktail, and then back into his pouch, like at the side of the pool. And then the cocktail lands in his hand. You should try it. It really adds quite a bit of a bang. You can see he's a little sauce.
Glad to see it, Boop, but I must be honest, I do have a little bit of an ulterior motive for inviting you here today.
Oh, yes. I assume so. You do roll out the red carpet. I have to say, it is a good persuasive tactic.
It makes people a little more agreeable for what I have to say, for the time is nigh. The reign of Prince Gloomis has come due, and I need your help.
What would you ask of me?
You see, we've made a few more flying machines, but no way to make them fly. As I understand it, you being so knowledgeable as the designer of these things, can you make them fly for me? I can't figure out how to make them fly.
Roll charisma. I'll do that. You may owe me a favor in the future. But I agree that Gloomis needs to go, so we'll consider this one for free. I'll send you all the magic stones you need to get your flying machines going. But I do want a free night stay anytime I want here at the Mango. Deal?
Absolutely. You're welcome here anytime, Boop.
Excellent.
Decorate however ye see fit.
And he takes another sip of his cocktail and he considers what she's saying and he like transmogrifies like a statue that's in the area of a mango. He turns it into a busty dwarvish woman.
I see you're a man of refined tastes.
Ah, indeed. Indeed.
Well, thank you, Boop, and you've been most helpful and a true ally to Whitmore Cove.
Of course. Well, if you get rid of Gloomis, it will help us all.
Oh, and if you see Smoky Slim, tell him the hunt is on.
I will tell him. You know, he can be hard to pin down, so no promises. You got to talk to the Atlanteans. You got to talk to the boy mayor.
Oh, the little boy's there?
I don't know. Did you invite the boy mayor? Or did you intend to go to him?
Did not invite.
Oh, I would have tried to got the little boy mirror drunk, dude.
That's why I didn't invite him.
So the Atlanteans are still here. Glib Glub has handled the boot, but no one's really talked.
Schmooze them a little bit. So I guess that's where I was. Like maybe like I went up to them, I started singing more. 9.
Oh, he joins in with like the swing, you're like swaying back and forth, but he doesn't quite get like the cadence of the song. He's like, oh, Atlanteans, Whitmore, you know. He's like trying, but it is clearly awkward for him.
All right, and I'm gonna
No,
have
that-
my hand around his shoulder and be like, we're like basically family, dude. Because like Captain Whitmore is like my brother, and like I'm assuming that Atlantean guy that he's married with Greg, he's probably like your brother. So like we're
He's
basically
kind of a different
brothers.
species.
At that moment, Captain Whitmore returns to the private party. Big cheer, like, oh, it's the captain. And I start joining in the song as well, bolster it up, try to get the Atlanteans into it.
Some of the men make sure it swings around and sings the part about you fucking in a bed a great eel or whatever. Like they make sure it gets in there.
I find the instigator of the verse and I grab him by the
It's obviously
Brandon
me,
the
dude.
scruff of the neck,
He's
and I
a
want
Brandon
to
Van
toss him overboard.
Roll strength.
Get out of here. 7.
You like shove him towards the window and he like catches himself before he falls out. But by the time you've done that, the group has sung past that part of the song and like said the line and they kept going into other exploits.
Now, who sanctioned this verse?
Sure, it was sung by you.
Well, take it out.
Hey, we could use some of your money to hire bards to write songs in poor light of Gloomis. We call that propaganda or potpourri.
When everything kind of cools down a little bit, I want to gather Glorp and the Atlanteans around, and with Elo Peelo as my translator, ask them for their aid against Prince Gloomis.
Elo Peelo, tell the Atlanteans the time is nigh. We need their aid in the fight against Prince Gloomis, and they'll need to give it all they've got.
It's supposed to be like basic.
Yeah, you're Atlantean depth.
I'm not
of
speaking Atlantean. I'm speaking the ancient
Right,
language. So it's like it's just gonna be in basic terms. So we need help fight. You help us fight bad prince.
Roll charisma.
Oh, 12.
As you say this, and you like not sure if you're selling it like in the language, you know that like there's still a little language barrier. And he gazes over you and you see it in his eyes. Oh, this fishman's fucked up. This fishman's fucking drunk. You swear he gets a grin on his face and he says, let's fucking drown him. and like staggers towards you and like shoves your shoulder like in a broy drunken manner. And you realize that he's pissed drunk and he's totally down for anything you proceed to tell him that Whitmore says. From that point on, he's just into.
But don't forget the water-breathing balls.
Yeah, so we decided the Atlanteans will be on call as a like attack, support, or evac sort of. They will have to come from the ocean whenever you do that. And then, is there anything else you want from them? You'll have old Greg there. You got the breathing balls.
Glibglorp, send a message to Greg and remind him to bring me lightning rod.
Okay. And Glorb tells back to Peelo, I'll bring your husband and a rod.
I start laughing. I look at him like, yeah. And then I just look at the captain like, yeah, he said I'll bring it. They got it.
Once we manage to take this port and we hold on to it, then we've got to take back your manor, right?
Yes, we have insider information that Prince Gloomis is held up within Whitmore Manor. The scoundrel, ruining my carpets, schmoozing up my windows, drinking my booze.
Captain's real distraught about this.
He's also had a few. He's not hammered, but he's had a few. He's getting worked up. What's your point, says Jeb to you, Bori.
My point is, we have been discussing all of the things we can do on the sea and the air, but who do you have on land? These legs don't work that well on land, as you know.
We only have the willing and able bodies of those who inhabit these isles and any of those who are willing to take up arms. We don't have many allies on the mainland, but I'm sure there can be some dissenters among them.
That would be something to look out for. Some foot soldiers. We got the ships, now we got the army set. I think other than that, we're going to need to get our new flag in order.
New flag?
Well, yeah, we're going to need some battle regalia, don't you think?
Yeah.
And maybe some new frocks.
This fulfills my bond with Bori.
My gosh.
My bond is Bori sometimes has good ideas.
Jeb, mock me up a design for some banners. Maybe some patches. Some frilly frocks for our caps.
And Captain, the biggest hat any pirate's ever seen.
You just see Captain Whitmore's eyes just like light up.
A big pirate hat for Captain Whitmore.
You could shelter 3 men from the rain under it. I yell for Corey. Wave him over.
Corey joins you in Mittercombe, and you guys are around whatever stock of resources you have.
We've got to scrounge everything we can together. These peoples have nothing to protect themselves. Leather, steel, rock. We need to use it all. This is our one and only shot.
And what do you want to equip them with?
Every man needs a breastplate and a sword.
Okay, so why don't you spend 5 income?
Okay.
And that's you buying like more steel and leather from all over and having it shipped to Whitmore Cove and processed by people into armor and short swords. Like nothing fancy. They're just banging out like simple little slaps of leather to keep people from getting cut up and basic short swords sharpened to a point. Simple straight blades.
That could work.
War, baby.
Oh, and you've got a distraction out on Grave Slammer on the day. The boy mare hasn't been discussed for trying to cut off. I mean, yeah, do you want to go there now? Talk to the boy mare?
Yeah. Let's end this shindig.
You guys sail over to the boy mare's island. Slipscar is where he is mayor, right? You get to Slipscar, it's kind of a small port, but it is in sort of the narrower part of that strait between the 2 islands. And it's kind of run down, like it's kind of shitty, like kind of a fog hanging around. People seem kind of dreary. Buildings are like not fully upkept. The street has holes in it. It's just kind of a shitty town. You guys can wander up into clearly the main building. There's like a meeting hall that has some office built in. You enter this meeting hall and there's like a young man like surrounded by advisors who are like commenting on his every little thing. Every detail of him is being analyzed. What do you guys want to do?
What do we know about this little...
He's the mayor of this town. We don't know much about him. You've had some contact with them. You're pretty sure he's had contact with Imperials. But you can also roll spout lore.
I know local geography, and I've probably heard about Slipscar. I've never been.
But yeah, it's a child mayor, so...
9.
There was a tragic death that left him mayor. His father died in a suspicious manner, and no one wanted to be mayor after that. So the boy was elected mayor. It was odd. The whole thing is odd. That's all you know.
Let's make our way to the local bar, tavern. Just like on our way, just to pick up some info. We slump down next to the the local drunks. So how are things here in Slipscar?
Roll charisma.
10.
He looks at you. He's like, "Have you looked around? Slipscar's a shithole."
I know, that's why I'd be asking. Why would the likes of yourselves still be in a shithole such as this?
I don't got a lot of other opportunity.
Well,
It didn't used to be this bad.
Well,
it used
what-
to be an all right place to live.
What made it so great?
The old mayor did a great job. He kept everything at bay, balance.
What is it that knocked it out of balance?
Well, the means of his death are rather suspicious. Some of us believe that he was assassinated by one of his advisors, and that's why no one stepped up to be mayor since.
Well, what was the
Just
reason
be the
to
next
off the
time.
mayor in the first place? Why would anybody do such a thing? What
That
was
would
their
be-
motivation?
Him and his advisors. He did control a lot, was keeping balance between many interested parties. You know, Slipscar used to be an important part. Waters, it's choked for the strait. Now it's just a shit.
Hey, where can I find the new mayor?
The boy mayor. You can try the meeting hall up the street. He's usually there. But
And who are these old advisors? They still around?
any one of them could have been the next mayor. But instead they advised the child trying to keep puppetry in their hands. Some kind of power struggle must be going on, but nobody really knows. Rich elitist bastards.
Buy yourself another round on me.
I place the gold down and I head out to the meeting hall.
He looks at that appreciatively. Mr. Peelo, are you doing anything in this bar?
Nope, I was just sitting there watching.
Come, Mr. Peelo, there's treachery afoot.
So you guys go to the meeting hall. You come in and you see the child again in a chair, several men in a impassioned discussion standing around him.
I enter bombastically and boisterously. Elo and my men.
I say, greetings to the mayor of Slipscar. 'Tis I, Captain Marshall Whitmore of the White Springs Revenge.
Roll charisma.
10.
As you're doing this, the boy mayor perks up. This is exciting. Oh, this is the guy who sent the mango. And like sees your fanfare and your men come in all boisterous. And the older guys are all kind of flabbergasted and they all stop and look towards you. What is your business here? One of them says.
Mangoes!
The mayor jumps off the chair he's on and runs over to the back box of mangoes you're giving it, takes it from you, and looks up and says, "Oh, thanks, Mr. Whitmore." And he bites into a mango happily.
It is truly an honor to meet such an important man as yourself. I am honored. You're honored. We seem to be very honorable men, don't you think?
And he looks up at you and he's like, "I guess so. My dad always said I should try and be honorable, but it's hard."
Your old man sounds like a wise man. Me father told me the same thing. He's always trying to get me to do the right thing, but as ye say, it's hard.
And
Roll charisma.
I look real solemn for a sec, but like, because I lost my family too. 13.
13. Okay, so this kid is imprinting on you super hard. Like, you're both noble children who have lost their parents and have been like thrust into leadership roles that they weren't ready for. Like, he is 100% like bonded to you. And you can see all the old dudes, the advisors, are all like looking, sharing glances between each other, like, "Oh shit, this guy suddenly got some leverage." And one of them suddenly has a wide smile on his face and steps forward and says, "Mr. Whitmore, how can we help?"
I look over at the mayor and I'm like,
Who's this wet blanket?
He is one of my father's advisors. I just started numbering them. He's 3.
Mr. 3. I be here as a representative of the Isles of Whitmore Cove and in conglomeration with the Governor of Maylock.
and I present my papers to him. We're bros. I hang out with the governor.
It's got his official seals and whatnot on it.
I know his wife.
And we are here to extend to you a diplomatic relationship, for it is together we will grow strong. We must unite and unify our common culture and society for the betterment of our citizens.
One of the guy who's taking your paper kind of looks up at you and turns his head and says, To what end?
I think you and I both know to what end.
And I start humming the tune to my song.
Once he
Oh,
does that, I start singing.
all the
Just
parts about fucking up Gloomis that are in there.
yeah,
He's gonna rip out his eyeballs and cut out his gut. Roll charisma.
just like super clear that like
Yeah.
we're here to kill Gloom. 12.
As you do this, you see a mixed result of faces on the men in his court. A few of them are pissed, like making eyes towards you. A few of them are smirking and smiling in your direction. And then there's at least one other one who's like shaking his head, looking down. And you're starting to get the vibe that some of these people are probably in the pocket of the crown, and some of them are. Says the man you pass the things to. He's like, Slipscar is an independent city-state and will remain as such. But we're not necessarily looking to ally ourselves with any particular party, for we don't want to alienate any other parties. And another one steps forward and says, though we would love to hear what you have to say.
I address the room abroad. Haven't ye seen a decline in your settlement ever since the Empire has moved in? Haven't you seen a reduction in your quality of life? The increase the price of commodities? And all the other bad things living under the tyranny of Prince Gloomis has brought upon our land?
You see at least one of the dudes has his arms crossed and is looking at the other councilman who took your papers and is nodding at him like, mm-hmm. Like as you list like grievances, as though I have told you all these fucking things before. And this guy is like so annoyed as he holds these papers. But roll charisma on those who are maybe could be.
10.
So the undecided start to hear what you're saying, and clearly you're bringing up old wounds that these parties had together, and they are unable to deny them anymore. And they sort of start to confer, and a large group of them say, I believe, our young mayor, we should ally ourselves with Prince Gloomis. Two of the other guys are like standing separate from them and said, we do not think this is a good idea. And the mayor looks up and sees two guys and 5 other guys on the other side of this argument, and looks up and says, we will have to have more mangoes, but we will join you. And then he takes a bite of a mango and then smiles at you.
Of course, on the double, we will increase the mango trade immediately to Slipscar upon the agreement that you will join our forces in the fight against the Prince's empire.
And the kid says, okay. And the 2 guys that were opposed to it like leave in a huff. And one of the other guys steps over and says, we will be in contact should you need us. Maybe you establish your secret code with this group of people. What did you want them for doing?
Blockade.
You do have a distraction for Grave Slammer and then this blockade, so maybe you trap like his part of the fleet on the.
Hey, I nudge Elo like, hey, go figure out what those guys' deal is.
Oh,
Like the guys who left.
okay. So I'm gonna follow those guys. I don't have like a specific stealth thing, but I do have a pretty good deck. So I am going to follow them and see where they go. It's 10.
Nice. So you sneakily follow them out of the room, and they are having a hushed conversation as they're walking down the streets, and you're like nonchalantly stepping from group of people to corner and slinking behind them and catching parts of their conversation. And this is ridiculous. We're already on the take from the Empire. If we don't deliver, if we're suddenly allied with this Whitmore, they're going to kill us. Stay calm. Stay calm. This is but a bump in the road. The Empire is going to take care of us. Make sure these things go their way. Perhaps we can use this as an opportunity to get rid of some of our opposition. Oh, that's a good idea. Perhaps we can bump off a few of them. And that's what you get.
I am going to use my commands. He already knows what I'm going to do.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm going to use my
no.
command and make one, doesn't matter which one, have sex with the other one.
Roll your command.
So it's a 7, but that doesn't make a fail. It just means I only get 2 things. So obvious, I'm going to say it doesn't take me over and they don't know that it was me.
Okay, so they're like walking down the street having this hushed conversation, and the other one stops and looks at him and says, What is wrong? And he says, I can't, I'm sorry. And he shoves him over and pushes him over to like the side of the road against the cobblestone and then just starts humping him, and it starts to draw a crowd immediately, and people are flabbergasted and awestruck at this guy like hump attacking the other guy, and the one guy's like starting to fight him off, and he's like trying to punch him in the face, but the guy's just taking the haymakers and keeps just grabbing him and thrusting against him full force, and it creates quite a scene and humiliates the shit out of both of these.
And I go back to Whitmore and I tell him what I heard. And I tell him what I did as well.
It's like he came by and whispered a message, and Captain Whitmore just has the blankest look on his face.
So yeah, I don't think they're going to be a problem anymore because like they're not going to want to work together.
I see. Well, Mr. Mayor, I bid ye adieu, but I will be sending you a shipment of mangoes and some resources and some men to fix up the joint, because I had a run-in with some of the local color, and they didn't have anything nice to say about your town. It's got good bones. It just needs to be spruced up a little bit.
The retainer dudes are smiling and nodding at you, but the boy king just looks up at you and says, okay.
What's your favorite color, young man?
I like the orange and the mangoes.
Me too. And I like bump him on the shoulder and then extend my hand to shake.
He shakes your hand and it's sticky from mango.
And bid him adieu.
You gotta come back though. You promise?
I promise.
Okay.
See you soon.
Wait, you're not going to tell him?
Don't forget
Bye.
to write. Tell him what?
The two of his guys work for the king?
Now, as we're leaving, pull one of the other advisor aside, and I assume you already know about those two. And I kind of gesture at the door where they left.
Yes, they are most certainly on take from Prince Gloomis.
Well, if they were to run into some sort of accident, or I don't know, were to find themselves at the wrong place at the wrong time, I would be most grateful. And I pass off some coin. Not like a bribe, but just like...
He is contemplating this. You can clear he's like this guy's not a gangster. He's like trying to be a legitimately politician. So he's a little like unsure at this, but he takes it.
It's the tide be a-turning in these waters. Prince Gloomis's time is ending.
I certainly hope that's true.
As true as the verses in the tale of the White Springs Revenge. And I start singing as we...
And the child like starts singing parts of the verse. So you guys return back to your port.
Yeah, and I send them supplies to help with a blockade and fix their...
For sure.
How much are you investing in Slipscrew?
I'll give them all my stone. I have 8 wood. And I'll spend 3 income for extra mango bread.
Okay, yeah, so you invest a fair amount of resources in there. And that does curry more favor with the council, too. This council of advisors now.
I'm true to my word.
Yeah, like they're like, hey, see, this guy's not subjugating us, and he's supporting us. There are still probably who are untrustworthy. You do have a reputation of a pirate. The mayor himself really likes you. You have made good progress. We've got the governor's fleet, a small fleet of flying machines with lightning shrapnel grenade. We have an elite Atlantean stealth strike group, which can be used to attack or support or evac. You've got the Bowman landing party, which is assist the player party, the A team, on getting to port. You've got the blockade and the distraction on Graveslammer to stop support coming back to the town. And then you have a small army on your ship of men and women from displaced places that have ended up at your port, and from Devil's Field, and probably some from Maylock, possibly now even Slipscar. Is there anything else we need to address here today?
I want to give everybody a lightning stone dagger, just so everybody could have a cool weapon, just in case.
The lightning stone dagger do?
Taser?
Yeah, a little lightning damage.
It has like a 50-50 stun chance or something on it?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. And they all have W's on them. Can I spend resources to upgrade our cannon? Or to get at least like little...
Deck guns?
Yeah, get some deck guns for fishing ship and things like ships that aren't equipped already to get them
Right,
some
right,
sort
right.
of
Try to bolster the navy. Yeah, yeah. So now I've got the Governator fleet will have lightning cannonballs and upgraded deck gun.
Fuck yeah. And you got Atlanteans attacking from the bottom.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, they're
And the
getting,
flying machines too. You have flying machines.
And
I think the flying machine should come in when they do the ground attack.
Yeah, I imagine we can kind of trigger them. You guys can let me know what you want to trigger when. Cool. And then for players, I have that you're giving Brody the magic paint, Smoky Slim the rando orb, Old Greg the lightning rod, Warren the roll of sleep spell, and then I don't have anything for Dario. Is
the
that
poison powder, gust of choking and sneezing.
Everyone gets his electric stun knife.
Oh, can I spend some money to make my cutlass even more badass?
What features does it have already?
1 piercing.
Sure, you can give it a +1 damage. So you have a particularly nice cutlass. That
I have it all written down, but I bought 8 adventuring gear, 8 healing potions, 8 poultice and herbs, and 8 bandages. Just in prep.
yeah, that you can distribute to the A team when you get everybody.
And
Anything else you want to ask the magic stone of the woman who's providing information?
Yeah, like maybe we could ask like what's his nightly and morning routine?
He holds up in the study of the manor, researching and honing his skills with the artifacts he has through the night. And then at some point in the morning, there's always a meeting with his people, and he assigns people tasks and looks up, checks on their work and their research, and delegates orders. She goes to the study every night, and then she eventually goes to bed.
Yeah.
And he's alone in the study. Assumably she's assumes he's sleeping in there, or who knows what. Maybe the magic allows him not to sleep. Unclear.
Hey, Captain Whitmore, please tell me that your family is one of those families that puts a hidden entrance in their library.
You're darn right we're that kind of family. I had a secret staircase that would take me straight to the kitchen from my bedroom.
you should ask the stone see if they could help on the day to smuggle us in, find us a safe landing zone or something.
Are we 100% sure she's on our side? She hasn't really told us anything that is of great use. I think, Bill, we should keep kind of close to our vest, ask about entrances or maybe leaving a door unlocked or something. Yeah, so I'll ask if maybe entrance points and she could maybe leave a door unlocked. Knows anything like that?
Roll charisma.
10.
Okay, she agrees that on the day she will be there, but when you get to the manor, and she will help you to get you closer to group.
Don't forget to subscribe for more Crispy Cast. Leave a comment, and stay crispy.